Hey everybody, welcome to the Jolly Roger. My name is Chef Brian and today we're going to be making fried chicken. In front of me I have our ingredients. I have 3 cups of flour that we're going to season. I have 1 cup of flour that we're going to use as a dusting to go for our egg wash so the egg holds to hold the seasoned flour. I have my oil, it's up to 350 degrees. And you want it at least 350 degrees because once you add cold chicken into it, it drastically pulls that temperature down and it cannot it won't fry that well. It will get inside your crust. It's no good. It'll be greasy. So make sure it's 350. I have my chicken behind me. We'll pull that out in a minute. But we're going to go ahead and season our 3 cups of flour. And again, the ingredients will be in the description below. I have 2 tablespoons of paprika. I have 2 tablespoons of celery salt. I have a tablespoon of black pepper and salt. I'm using kosher. I have 2 tablespoons of white pepper. It's going to go in. I have a half a tablespoon. I'm checking. I have 1 tablespoon of garlic salt. I have half a tablespoon of ginger powder and a half a tablespoon of mustard powder. And then we have our herbs, which is a 1/4 tablespoon of oregano, 1/4 tablespoon of basil, and a half a tablespoon of thyme. I just wanted to read it out to you because that's a lot of ingredients to go into flour. So what we're going to do is just mix this really thoroughly, get everything well combined, and then we can move into breading our chicken. So when I get that done, I'll pull the chicken out and we'll start breading and frying. See you in a second. So we got everything set up. We got our dredge, plain flour, egg wash, which is just 3 eggs. We whisked really well to get the whites and the yellows mixed up, and then we have our seasoned flour. Today we have chicken thighs and legs. I prefer dark skinned meat when we're frying. You can do this with chicken breast. It's just you want to pay more attention to the chicken breast because once it goes above 165 degrees, it starts drying out really quite fast. Dark meat, you have more leeway. And it's best to cook dark meat to between 170 to 180. And it allows it to tear better. It has better texture to it. But it's still good at 165. You're good to go. It's a little bit better. So let's go ahead and start breading. We're going to have 1 hand for the dry, and we're going to have 1 hand for the wet. I like to do my dry with the right hand. Don't know why that really matters, but I do. So we're going to do a good coat of flour. That way the egg sticks to the chicken. And then we're going to drop it in. I like to pat it. And then we're going to put these all in at the same time. And that way they cook evenly. So we'll prop that over. Same thing. And I'm going to speed this up so you don't have to watch me do it. I got our thighs. We're doing 4 at a time. We don't want to overcrowd our grease. And I'm using vegetable oil. You can use any oil. Peanut oil is the best. I will not lie to you on that. However, peanut oil is expensive. So now that our thighs are in, we're going to let that go for about 15 minutes. Might have to check it a little bit before then, but we'll see. We're going to coat by temperature, so I got a thermometer here, and we'll pull them out. See you in a minute. At about the 9-minute, 10-minute mark, I went ahead and flipped them, and then a couple minutes ago, I pulled one out just to see where we were at. We're at about 155. I'm going to pull it out now, take a temperature of it. If you have a rack, definitely use a rack. That way it's not sitting in the oil, and it will. There we are, 179. So, if you don't have a rack, you can always put them on paper towels. It'll get that excess grease or oil. But we're going to pull these off, set them off to the side. I'm going to get a skimmer, and I'm going to skim this foam that's forming on top. And then we'll get into making our legs. All right, everybody, it's time to get into the legs. We're doing the same process. Got everything done. All 4 legs. We're just going to go ahead and drop them in. These are going to take, maybe about 15 minutes. We're going to flip them about halfway. Sorry, the white pepper's got in my nose. I can't stand it. So there we are. We're gonna flip them about 7.5, 8 minutes, and we'll see you when we get done. We are done with the legs. I just checked the temperature of one of them. I'm going ahead and check the other 3, or at least 2 of them, like whatever the biggest one is. You always want to check because you do not want to give anybody salmonella poisoning, because that is no fun. Now, if you are doing breasts, oop, that's the bone. There we go. See, this is why you always check. This one is not finished. We're going to throw that back in. Always go with the bigger one. That one's good. And I know these 2 are good. They were a little bit smaller. So we're going to give this one another couple minutes. You always want to check because we do not want to hurt anybody, because salmonella is not good. But if you are doing breasts, I would recommend that you pull them out at around 155 degrees or 157, because you're always going to have what's called carryover cooking, and that will go up another 7 to 10 degrees. And if you pull it out at 155, it'll go up to about 165, and that still leaves you a juicy breast, and you don't risk going over and having a dry chicken breast on you. It all got done. Apparently, that chicken leg came from an ostrich. It was pretty big. So I took another 4 minutes on it. It got up to about 180. I'm bring my wife in. She's gonna go ahead and taste a thigh. They've been sitting out for a while, so they're not piping hot. And we love this fried chicken. It is very good. But like I said, it is very salty. So if you have an issue with sodium, you know, just dial back on the garlic salt, the celery salt, and the table salt. Or not table, kosher salt, sorry.
It wasn't coming apart.
Good? You happy with it? All right. I think she likes me doing these videos because I cook everything and then she gets to come in and taste it. But the bad news is she's got a bunch of dishes to do. So if you like this, like the video, subscribe, comment, share, all the good YouTube jazz. Thank you very much, and y'all have a great time.